Shalom, Kol Halo, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Ruach HaKodash. Brother Kafash coming to you this morning with a quick lesson. And want to start out in Ecclesiasticus chapter 15. He that feareth the Lord will do good, and he that hath knowledge of the law shall obtain her, and as a mother shall meet him and receive him, as a wife married of a virgin. With the bread of understanding shall she feed him, and give him the water of wisdom to drink. Okay? That's why we out here sharing the word and trying to wake up all of our people, Lord willing, the elect, out of their slumber. Okay? And there's a lot of things taking place on this earth right now that is prophecy. And I just wanted to hit a couple more scriptures here. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Okay, Matthew 24 in verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars. Let me get the context. It has started at verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things come to be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahawashi answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Okay? How many churches coming in the name of Christ right now that's not laying out the real law of this spirit of this word? Okay? And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Okay? That's all we didn't heard about the whole time we've been alive, is damn wars and rumors of wars. You know what I mean? I was on vacation a couple years ago, and vacation is a time to unwind and relax. You know what I mean? You flip through somebody watching the TV, all you saw was North Korea testing their missiles while you on vacation. That's all you hear is wars and rumors of wars, and you taught about all these wars of the past. And you got all of the victors bragging about how they write the history. Man, in their pride, they're going to be destroyed. Okay? And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. And all these are the beginnings of sorrows. Okay? So earthquakes in diverse places, yes. Famines, yes. Pestilences, yes. Okay, and it's not just the Lord coming down here and dropping a pestilence. He puts a spirit on people to manipulate the elements down here to create all of these wild, bombastic, James Bond villain type, X-Men comic book strip type scenarios. You know what I mean? Quarantine, lockdown, infections. All right? You got antibiotic resistant infections and bacterias, and they got patents for a lot of it. Zika, they got all that, man. They got all that. Okay? And continuing on, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Yeah, because when Israel starts waking up, coming back to the Lord, that's when the Spirit of the Lord comes back with them, and then the other nations get all upset because they're losing their rule of this earth. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise and deceive many. All right? Now, you can go through history and see how there's been false prophets You know, ancient history up to recent history. There's been false prophets. So a lot of the stuff's already been taking place, you know? So, with that, what I want to hit now? I want to hit, okay, we'll hit this one. Hebrews 11:7, okay? Because this is a warning. This is all a warning, okay? This is a prophecy of doom. Okay? By faith, Noah, being warned of God, of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world and became heir of righteousness, which is by faith. By faith, Abraham, and he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed, and he went out, not knowing whither he went. Okay? So, the faith of these men through time, okay? Just learn from that. You know, it's not about all these things that you can see that's coming in on you. There's a spiritual realm that manifests into the physical. And if you get messages from the Lord, or you can go through the Lord's word, meaning these scriptures here, that's heavy, man. Okay? I'm going to jump to 2nd Ezra chapter 15. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people, which Salakia, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of the prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, and let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Okay? You get your faith, you put your fear in the Lord, you put your faith in the Lord. Okay? So the imaginations that are against thee, whoa, boy, you can't even imagine the imaginations against you. All right? The whole world been genetically modified. The whole world been sprinkled with some kind of nano particulate that can interact with different wireless radiation. You know, everybody's sweating 5G. Yeah, it's dangerous and damaging to human beings and other life. But coming right up behind 5G, they got 6, 7, and 8G. All right? 7G going to be able to interact with the light in your DNA. All right? It's going to be done. Verse 4. For the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Okay? So if you end up dying, you better be dying in your faith, not in your unfaithfulness. Because you made the decision that, oh, you got to go do this on your own, use your own wisdom. No, man, you need to put it on the Lord, have fear in the Lord. But you do need to use wisdom. I'm not saying, you know, just kick back and relax. Just don't listen to what I say. Listen to the scriptures. Because I don't always articulate it 100% properly. Okay, verse 4. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world. Okay, he didn't say he was going to bring plagues to Chicago. He didn't say he was going to bring plagues to Jordan. He didn't say he was going to bring plagues to Russia. He said he was going to bring plagues upon the world. And the sword. Okay, we've seen that. We've seen the plagues. We've seen the sword. We've seen famine. We've seen death and destruction. Right in your own neighborhood. Okay? On to a worldwide scale. Okay, verse 6. For the wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth. Okay, when you're dropping nanoparticulates high up into the sky, and you're pumping toxic things into the oceans, iron, that's the whole earth being polluted, man. And their hurtful works are fulfilled. Okay? I don't think it's all the way fulfilled yet because, they could be walking down the street with some kind of laser beams or energy weapons, or release a 10 million drones to just, stick with a certain person and weed out society to keep all the best genetically modified people around and get rid of all the faithful to the Lord. But that's my imaginations. So there you go. Verse 7, therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. You know what I mean? I pray a lot. Brothers better pray a lot. Sisters better pray a lot. Okay? We're complaining continually, and we're asking for deliverance to get pulled out of here. Okay? And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that God shall bring upon it. Okay, vengeance is the Lord's. Whether it's in this or the next couple lifetimes, vengeance is the Lord's. And he's long-suffering, man. And he's merciful, but he will have mercy on whom he will have mercy on. Okay? With that, and this coronavirus thing, look at their emblem, man. You think these people don't study the scriptures to try to figure out what's going on, and they have their plan? Look at that. That actually I don't want to say a flat earth map, but I'm going to say that's a circle surface earth map with 33 different sequins and a crown around the outside. Okay? This actually is the biblical world model right here. And the firmament comes up where that wreath is, that crown, if you will. Okay? And with that, let me just jump to John 3 and 15. John 3 and 14. And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up. Okay, why did Moses lift up the serpent in the wilderness? To heal the Israelites that looked upon it. And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up. All right, the Son of Man, being Yahawashi, going to be lifted up to heal the people, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have eternal life. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. And God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. So our Savior is the Most High, and he used his Son. All right, let me see what else we got. Whoops. Malachi 4 and 3. Oh yeah, that Son being lifted up. Let's see. Malachi 4 and 2. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall. And did I have another verse in here? No. Oh yeah, Revelation 6. Right? Revelation 6, I'm going to start at chapter 1, or verse 1. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard it as it were the noise of thunder, one of the four beasts, saying, Come and see. And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow. Now let's look at what bow is. Taxan, a bow. Down here it says, apparently as the simplest fabric. Taxan, the bow. And a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, Come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. Kind of remind you of Esau's blessing, right? And he was all red and hairy. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, Come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on it, him had a pair of balances in his hand. Okay? A yoke that is put on draft cattle, metaphorically used of any burden or bondage, as that of slavery, of troublesome laws imposed on one, especially of the Mosaic law. Hence the name is so transferred to the commands of Christ as to contrast them with the commands of the Pharisees, which were a veritable yoke. Yet even Christ's commands must be submitted to, though easier to be kept. A balance, a pair of scales, okay, from the root word of zygnomi, to join, especially by a yoke, a coupling. Figuratively, servitude, a law or obligation. Also, literally, the beam of the balance, as connecting the scales, pairs of balances, a yoke. Balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see, thou hurt not the oil and the wine. And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, Come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. Death. And him that sat on his name was Death. And hell followed with him. Okay? The soul or the grave. Okay? The netherworld, a realm of the dead. Hell followed with him. And power was given unto him over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of God, and for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? And white robes were given unto every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. So in this walk, my people, you have to understand, this is not just all fun and games and all love and dandelions. Okay, what does it say here? And white robes were given unto them, that meaning the souls of those who were slain for the word, given unto them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servants. Who's their fellow servants? Anybody that comes into this truth and starts preaching it fervently with that fire. And their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. So more death of the prophets still going to be happening. And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, Salakia. And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. Figs are delicate, and they come off the tree really easily. And if you don't get them off the tree by the time that they're ready to be plucked, they will fall right on the ground, and they'll start breaking down. Ants will start crawling on them. So when all these parables and everything about figs and a fig tree, it's a very delicate, timely thing that you have to be paying attention and taking care of your fig trees to know when it's time to go and pluck the figs off, or you're gonna miss it and they're gonna fall on the ground. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. All right, so tell me, what earthly device are you going to use to protect yourself from that? Okay. 15. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. Okay, wrath of the Lamb. This is talking about the last days, man. This is talking about the last minutes here. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? Who's the Lamb? That's Yahawashi. He's not coming back with balloons and Scrabble and giving everybody handshakes and thumbs ups. He's coming back with wrath. And he is a Superman of supermen. Okay? There's a first Adam, or there's a first Christ and a last Christ. You know, he's been there since the beginning, just like all of us. And they knew us even before we was in the womb. All right? With that, I'm going to say, call hello Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Ruach HaKodesh, Wa Abba Babal, and Shalom. Shalom.